With the back-to-school season upon many of us, it's crucial to, of course, address some of the pressing issues around affordability concerning essential items like uniform and stationery. Now, engaging with stakeholders in the education department today, we shed a light on how anti-competitive behavior directly affects, of course, these supplies for their children. The big question still is being proud to start the school year with what they need. Let's unpack this, bring in the General Secretary of the National Association of School Governing Bodies, that's Matakanye Matakanye, who's with us via our video link this morning. Sir, great to have you on. Thank you as always for making time, especially around this time of the year. And as is, I suppose now, expected, many parents have come out to complain about even just the specific items that are being placed on things like stationery lists, for example. To what extent, have some of these concerns reached your own office, and what can be done to address them?
Thank you very much, Ayanda, and compliments of 2025. And we hope that this year will treat you well. Ayanda, there is a system in education, a clear system. It's just that there are a lot of people who want to bypass that system. And the system is that schools are systematized differently, and they are referred to be as quintiles, and then there's quintile 1, quintile 2, quintile 3, which has just quickly referred to as now no-fee schools. And there's quintile 4 and 5, where parents contribute towards that, and the department gives them, it's more or less semi-independent schools. However, the department still give them money, and then the parents also contribute. So those are two types of the schools. Now, you don't really know where the complaint is, but as you are saying, Ayanda, is that there is a clear directives that when it comes to uniform, that uniform must be gender neutral, that uniform must be affordable, parents must be able to afford the uniform. And as I'm saying, also that uniform must be generic. Generic simply means that now you can just buy a white shirt, any shop. Any shop you can buy a white shirt, any shop you can buy a black trouser, any shop you can buy a flannel trouser, anywhere you can buy a skirt and so if it is gender neutral, then there's no problem of saying boys do this, girls do this, and all those things. They'll buy whatever they feel comfortable, but it must be affordable by parents. So if there is anyone who tells parents to buy in a specific shop, then they quickly have to report that matter to us as National Association of Schools, because we are working with the Competition Commission. Then we'll indicate quickly to the Competition Commission to investigate that particular school, because all these green contracts, this time there are no more. There are no green contracts in schools. There is law in schools. Governing bodies are elected in 3 years' time. So when they come, they review the contracts. They cancel them. So there is no way that people will just be told where to buy and where not to buy and all those things. So that is part of. And in terms of the stationery, then the government, the department, as I indicated, that now the number of schools. So the non-fee schools, there are two types of the no-fee. Then it could be Section 21 and Section 20. Then Section 21, the department will give them money. The department will give the school money to buy the stationery. So, and then 20. Then the department will buy the stationery on behalf of the school. So there is no way that now school can be told to bring stationery and all those things. So I think people are just trying to bypass the directives or bypass the regulations, because it is very clear that what is to happen in the school. As I said earlier on that now, there is a system, and that system is controlled by the law, controlled by the regulations. So if there's anything that parents start complaining, I think the first door that they have to come to is it's good that they are complaining to you, and they must also complain to us, as well as National Association of Schools, so that we can quickly help them.
Yeah, the concern, of course, is that in many instances, the families that are likely to be taken advantage of are already in a vulnerable situation, in instances where, there is money made available for the stationery, but they're still told to pay a certain fee in order to get it. How widespread is that problem, do you think?
It is very, very, very widespread, Ayanda. It is very spread because they collect this money and to feed their lifestyles, in the school. They don't collect this money to support them. As much as I have indicated that there are those type of schools, where now parents must agree that yes, we shall contribute this amount of money after they met. I mean, every year end, then there must be what you call AGM, annual general meeting, where you call the school governing body must call the school governing first must prepare a budget, and before that budget can be adopted, then they invite parents, and from there also they must have prepared the audited financial statement so that they can tell parents how the money worked and all those things, how the money is going to work the next year and all those things. So where the parents would feel that now, okay, yes, I think then we are going to run short of, then we can add to this money that is there. But at the same time, you must understand that the Department of Education said, no, parents who cannot afford, then they must apply for exemption. So it means, therefore, there's no need of parents to be forced to pay money. There's no money. The government would say no parent must be forced to pay money. And if then there is no money, then the parents must apply for exemption, and the government will give them money in turn for that exemption in school. So there's no way that at one stage, and without the consent of the parents must say, yes, we are going to pay that. So parents that are complaining, really, I think I want to call upon them to be part and parcel of the system, to be part and parcel of the school, so that they do not allow anybody to take advantage of them. They must go to the AGMs and tell the governing body that we don't have money, we are not going to pay extra money. The government is giving us that money. So I want to call all those parents, please, to be involved. They must not just sit by the corner there and start complaining without engaging these people, so that we know, and then we can confront those people who are taking advantage of these parents.
Speaking about some of those complaints, some of them have made it onto social media, and in fact, I've seen tweets from people who are presumably parents saying that they've had to buy things like detergents and pine gel as part of the stationery list. I mean, I'm not quite sure what courses are being taught in schools where a child might need pine gel, unless it's a situation where, of course, the school is now deferring essentials for cleaning to parents. Is there any clarity, at least insofar as the rules are concerned, about whether or not something like that is allowed?
They must not buy. They must not really buy. They must not really buy, then see whether where will the school take them to. I'm saying the department is giving the schools money, which is called LTSM. LTSM includes all what you have mentioned, Ayanda, LTSM. So if that money is not enough, then the school will tell the department that this money is not enough and all those. But another thing, Ayanda, is that the school, through school governing body, has got the right to fundraise without really going to the parents. Go out there, school governing body, and fundraise without going into the pockets of parents who are not working, who do not have money, and then from there start now victimizing the children. And whereas the contract is not the children and the school. The contract is between the parent and the school. And this thing of victimizing parents, and these parents who are really complaining on, you find that now, in some way, then their children are going to be victimized. So, and it is unlawful. They must report these things to the police station, because these people are trampling upon the Constitution. Section 29 allows the right of parents to the education. So there's no way. Then the department is responding to Section 29 and say, we shall educate these children. And they do that. Money that are given to school referred to as money for LTS, means textbooks, means exercise books, and detergents, and all other things that is to do with the school. It is inside. So people who are taxing parents, they are taxing parents for themselves. And we must know that, so that we must take this matter with the Department of Education.
All right, loud and clear. Hopefully, of course, the school managements that are meant to hear this kind of information are listening, and some of the parents who are affected know what to do now. Matakanye Matakanye, as always, thanks very much indeed for speaking to us. We appreciate the time. Matakanye Matakanye is the National Association of School Governing Bodies General Secretary, as of course we count down to back to school.